What's up, you guys? Seth here. Today I'm going to show you a couple different things throughout this series. I'm going to be doing an engine swap. It's going to be the same engine. It's a 3.0 Duratec V6. It's for a 2006 Ford 500. The timing chain on my engine, my motor went out. It's got a few busted teeth, metal shards, so it's worn out. I've had some rough idling and a few other problems with the vehicle, along with an engine misfire for my cylinder one, bank one. So I had a couple different engine codes about last month. But anyways, I'm just going to be showing you a couple different things that I got for this. So I got the car jack, along with some stands. We got a socket set, 3/8 set right here. We got the extension. I did just recently put new spark plugs in here, so I'm going to be extracting those along with the intake manifold gaskets that I had installed along the intake manifold. I'm going to be swapping out the throttle body and the intake manifold as it came with the engine that I bought from the junkyard. The car that they had was they pulled it out of a same year, make and model, 2006 Ford 500. Just had a bad transmission. This is the full throttle body that we got with it. It's in pretty good condition. The motor was 162,000 miles. So it's not too bad. You look at this one, you compare it to this one right here. This one looks a lot cleaner, so we'll be able to get some use out of that, along with the intake manifold. This is the upper intake manifold that came with it. You can see it's the exact same style as the one that's on here. We got the same attachments for the hose clamps right there. You got your valve back there along with your fuel line hookup. You got, flip it over, you can see on your manifold that you have a fuel rail with different sensors right here. And these sensors are hooked up to your fuel injectors for your vehicle. And these right here are your gaskets for the lower part of your intake manifold. Your manifold has two sets. So there's a couple screws on the inside of here. I don't know if you can see them or not too good, but a lot of the times they're torque style, or I believe these ones might be hex. The ones that I have in my engine are Allen wrench or torque style, but these appear to be socket size. So it's a little blurry, I do apologize. But overall, we look at it, we want to be a little careful so we don't break it or anything. Just check for cracks. Overall, looks like a pretty good deal. Paid $527 for the engine. It came with the manifold and the full throttle. So I was looking at the prices with O'Reilly's, and they sell the brand new full throttle for $400. So I said we got a pretty good deal here. We're gonna start taking apart the engine, and I'll show you guys the process along the way. I've already taken pictures previously from when I did the intake manifold and the air filtration housing along with the throttle body, so I'm not going to worry about taking pictures there, keeping track of the bolts or anything. You can get a piece of cardboard, or if you've got Ziploc bags or something to organize your bolts, you can just poke a hole in this cardboard and then write what that set of bolts go to. For example, if you've got your throttle body, which has 4 bolts that connect to it. Then a lot of the times you can just mark on your cardboard, or if you've got bags, that would work too. Just 4 holes for it, and put 4 bolts, and then throttle body. That just gives you an idea of how to keep track of them. That's what I do. Everybody's got different ideas and different things that they follow. So, it comes down to your personal preference, what works for you. And you just take your Sharpie or screwdriver and poke a hole, and there you go. You're all set. So we're gonna get started. I'll keep you guys posted. See you later. Alright, so first we're going to disconnect the battery, the negative terminal, to 8mm socket or 5/16. Next we're going to take this sensor off right here. It's your mass airflow sensor. It's got this red clip. It's right here. You just got to pull back on it. Just kind of wiggle it loose, just like that. I already loosened this piece right here, but you got your clamp. It's a 5/16 bit. Right there. So then afterwards you just have to loosen that up. So we got that loosened up, and then after you loosen that up, you have this other clamp right here. But I already have this housing loose, this air filter housing. It's loose on the bottom. On the back here, there's a couple pieces too that it'll attach to. I'll kind of show you guys here once I take this off. You gotta disconnect this line also. It's got this green clip right here. You just push on it, pull this up. You take this out of the way. It's connected to the engine right here. And then since we have this loose, we're gonna take this guy out. Just pop him out and move him out of the way. And like I said, I already have this whole guy loose, so I'm just gonna take him apart right here, disconnect him from the throttle body, pull out your whole air filter system. Now I just checked the air filter. It's not terrible. When you take this guy out, you can obviously check your air filter and make sure there's no debris or anything in there. Just want to check the flaps. This one's not too bad, but in the future we're going to be looking at updating that as well. They're relatively cheap, so we're just going to set this stuff to the side. And then we got a whole lot of room here to work. And in any other instance, you wouldn't have to take off the upper intake and the full throttle. For this engine specifically, you have this mount right here that we're going to take off, along with this bar going across the way and some of the framing up front to give us some more room, so we have access to this along with our wire harness. So we want to make sure we do this as swiftly as possible without breaking too many heads or anything like that. But see, it's a throttle body right here. We got our sensor, so this red clip, as you can see, I just pushed it in, that locks it into place. So if you have a hard time getting at it, what you can do is take your flathead, pull on it, and then just wiggle it, just like that. We got some hoses here we're going to disconnect, along with our fuel line back here. And we got another sensor that's way back here connected to our valve. There's some lines back here we got to be very careful with. It's cold where I live, so I got to be very careful not to break any lines, especially if they're brittle. I already have this guy loose, the power steering reservoir. I also have a leak in there, so that's going to be for a later video, but yeah, we got our fuel rail position sensor. Sorry, don't listen to me. We got this sensor right here we're gonna take out. Battery just turned off, but oh well. So we got that taken care of. We got our coil sensors taken off. As I said, we're going to be taking this whole engine out, replacing it with a different one. And then there's these 5/16s right here. We don't have to worry about these Allen wrench or torque type for a while because we're not taking the gaskets off until later on, and I'll do a breakdown video on how to take that apart, take your gaskets off also. So yeah, we'll just kind of take it one step at a time, and I'll keep you guys updated.